Hello, PMC fans. We're here again to interview. What do you usually go by? Blue Victiny? Just full
Yeah,
name?
just blue. Blue is fine.
Okay, cool. Blue, coach of the Montreal Monfernos. Welcome to the league. I believe this is your first. Yeah, this is your first season. So yeah, welcome back or welcome to the league. There we go.
Yeah, thank you very much.
What are your thoughts on the PMC? What's your opinion of the PMC? How do you feel about it?
The league looks really strong. I'm not a single player. I never played the game of singles in my entire life, but I do know how to play the league format. I'm confident in my abilities in playing the league format, though I'm still a bad single player. But I'm excited for the opportunity to face really strong players, and just to show what I can do, and just to get the to gauge the how other coaches play as well, and just to get the opportunity to meet new people and just battle new people as well. When you get to battle the same people like 4 times in 3 different leagues, it's not the same. So just getting this opportunity will be fun.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. I think they got like almost half the people here are new people. So since you
exactly.
are new,
so
go ahead.
Yeah, the PMC family is expanding a bit this season, so that's going to be interesting for the fans that want to discover new coaches as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, since you are a new coach, how did you find out about the PMC?
You're cutting a bit. I don't hear you well.
I'm getting that a lot today. How did you find out about the PMC?
Yeah, I don't hear you.
Yeah, let me check Discord. Testing. Okay. Looks like I'm not cutting out, and now, so... how did you find out about the PMC?
I knew Jay Specs from another league. Aki VGC, who has been in this league, is one of my best friends in the league format community, and I kind of followed his in the PMC last season, even though he dropped out, or maybe it was when he was in the D League. I kind of followed his run in his path there, and since he dropped out, I knew there were spots available, and then I saw that JSpecs was looking for new coaches, and I knew the competition was really good because I know how good he is. So I just wanted to measure myself to the other good coaches. So that's how I applied and got in.
Cool. I think we have a few people. That was the ITL you were talking about, right? Or was it the... Oh, yeah.
Yes, JSpecs dropped out at the ITL Season 4, which I won.
Oh, yeah. And then... Aki was in the D League. Did you see when I beat Aki because he was drunk? Because that was cool.
I didn't see... Well, what was your team name? Were you in the D League?
Yeah, Mesquite Mesperts. Mega Metagross team.
I don't remember. It's been a while. I know I was at US Nationals when like some of the PMC was going on, so I was focusing on my team for US Nationals at that time, so I didn't follow like as much as I wanted it to, but I'm sure I could go back and watch a video.
It was great. I pushed his shit in with Mega Metagross. That's the first time I was like, oh, this is why this mon is banned. Okay.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Like 1/10 speed and hitting that hard is kind of ridiculous.
And like 50% chance to boost your attack. Fucking insanity. But what other? I mean, you already went into it a little bit, but what other prior league experience do you have?
You cut it a bit. I missed that portion.
I need to speak straight. You already went down. You went over it a little bit, but what other prior league experience do you have?
I got in the ITL Season 3. I played a tournament and I swept the tournament, so I got in the ITL Season 3. I went in the finals. Like that's me not playing a game of singles in my entire life. I got in the ITL, which had decent competition, and I lost. I believe 1 game throughout the entire season and playoffs before I got to the final, and I lost in the final. I joined the PBF, who is run by Diego and Scoot together, and I went 15-0 and just won that league without even a loss. But the competition in that league wasn't very good. Like it was more for casual players. Like I had a Mega Absol on that on my squad, and any chance you went for Toxic on my Mega Absol, so you can kind of gauge the competition. So the 15-0 doesn't mean much. I beat Scoot Zamcro, who is an incredible player. So obviously that win against him was very good. Let's just say for my resume, but like other than that, there wasn't good players. And I was in the ITL season 4, which I had, I believe, only one loss there, and I won the title. So.
Good lord. Okay, so you're actually a good, really kind of scary player. You played like 40 games and you've lost 2 of them.
4. I'm 37-4, but still, I'm still not comfortable when I don't have 2 mons on the field at the same time. So that's kind of weird. Singles, it's just not my thing, you know.
You're still obviously very good, so I mean, I'm excited to see how you do. Your division's like the most competitive division.
Yes, I've heard that. There's Northern, who just joined, will replace Sheer Force. There's Sebasts, who's obviously really good, and I don't know the last guy, but apparently, as per Sebasts, he's good as well. So it's going to be a tough battle. If I can make playoff this season, that's going to be that I'll be satisfied with this season.
The last guy was Johnny GB, who made it to finals last year.
Oh well, there you go. So
yeah.
I'll probably get bodied and finish 4th or something in that division, but that's fine. Like I said, my objective is to make the playoffs, so if I can make playoffs, I'll be satisfied. But
I'm just kind of excited to see how that division comes out, because damn.
Yeah. I've got realistic goals as well, so if I don't make it, that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you can get, I'm sure you can get like Aki to help you and shit, and so you'll have some help. Always rely on your friends to help you.
Yeah, I do sometimes, but like, as much as sometimes we think alike, other times like we think or prep differently. So obviously I'll ask him for a few help, but sometimes we just don't see the prep the same way. Not that one is good or bad, but we just don't see both teams the same way. And I play, like I said, like I'm not used to singles, so I don't play the game like as common as a single player does. So maybe that's why.
Well, I mean, even then, I can see how that would make it difficult for prep, but having a different opinion can at least get you, at least let you see like your matchup in a different way, I guess. But
yeah, you can maybe open my eyes to a few things that I missed. Just go over my team or just check like to make sure. Okay, what you got for that? What you got for that? Did you think about that? So obviously, I've got my very good friends Scoot and Zamcro, who's done it through my past season, even though like every league I've been in, he's been in too. So like we were helping each other out. Obviously in the PBF reaching the finals, and obviously in the finals we didn't help each other, but that's been a common theme between him and I to help each other. But if I can get Aki on a call sometimes, I'm sure he won't mind helping me out.
Yeah. So what do you feel like is your biggest strength when you battle?
Unpredictability.
That's always a good one.
Because I'm so bad at the game that people don't expect like maybe different set. Like it's weird for me to answer that question because, like I said, like I'm just not used to the format that I just play the game in a very weird way. Like for me, like when I have a big, I believe I have Lando I. For me to be able to use Lando I need follow me support. I need my Amogus. I need my Spore, like my redirection, my Spore besides it to make it work. But like in singles, like it doesn't work like that.
No.
So like if I like, I'll have to rely on other stuff that people might not expect, since like I think the game may be a different way. Yeah. So that may be one of my strengths. But it's a hard question to tell because like I'm not a player who thinks outside of the box much, but like I'm so unpredictable on what I'll do since I'm not used to singles that might be that turn in my favor.
Oh, don't worry. In unpredictability, no matter how unpredictable or what's making you unpredictable, it's always a good thing to have.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what set I thought of this morning? Super kind of, but also not proud of. Quick
Yeah,
feet.
go ahead.
Flame orb, quick feet, facade, Jolteon. Fuck you. I want to see someone
Repeat
use
that.
that.
Repeat the mon. I missed the mon you wanted to use quick feet on.
Jolteon, quick feet with
Oh
facade.
my god.
That would be insane.
How,
You gotta
how much
make
attack this thing have?
65. I think I'm actually gonna calc
Oh my god.
an adamant facade against Mega Beedrill.
Make a peach. Oh my goodness.
Who needs a Scarf Jolteon when you've got fucking
When
quick
you got
feet?
quick feet, exactly. Hidden power psychic.
Exactly. Okay, let's try this. Beedrill. And then Jolteon with max attack adamant. Burned with facade. Facade almost Okos.
Not quite. You need rock damage or rocky up.
It almost Okos the Mon with 40 base defense.
Almost.
Yeah, that would have been so cool though.
140 base power and it still doesn't go.
If it had what's that ability? Galvanize facade.
That's true.
That would have been great.
Then you wouldn't have the quick bid and we would be outspent them.
Oh, true. I mean, Scarf Jolteon then.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, what do you feel like is one of your biggest weaknesses? Which I kind of feel like I know the answer.
Not thinking about everything.
Ah, I thought your answer would have been not being comfortable with singles.
Well, that's also a thing, but like because I'm not comfortable in singles, like I don't draft well. Like my draft is pretty garbage. Like I have Lando Eye and Pincer, but besides that, like my draft is really slow. So I don't think I draft really well, and that's a common theme with me. Like there's been draft where I've drafted like really well, but this draft like is just not really good. So yeah, just not being used to singles and not thinking about everything on my opponent's hand since like I don't know, since unpredictability or like I don't over prep, but I might miss stuff here and there with the new mods and just not being like comfortable without my support mon besides my Lando Eye.
Yeah, for you. If I could give a suggestion, because me and Eric do go over your team quite a bit in the power rankings,
Okay.
get some speed. In singles,
Oh, yeah.
speed is everything. So grab you some speed. Your fastest mon is Mega Pincer.
Yeah, at 105. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have both though. Like I'm looking at my draft right now. Like my team is fat, and that's a team that I like. Like that's a play style that I like. It's just being bulky. But yeah, obviously, like.
Oh yeah, I really enjoy the.
It's really decent. Like I saw in the London Internationals that played like a month ago, or I should say like 3 weeks ago. Like Marcus Statter had like Garchomp and Gengar on the field against a bulky slow team, and he just wrecked like his entire opponent's team just because he was faster and his opponent had no way of speed control. So
Yeah.
like obviously having some just raw speed is always really good.
Yeah, I usually shoot to have one mon on my team that's over 120.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, and I also, how you mentioned your team was bulky. I enjoy the Emboar Tangrowth Tentacruel core.
Yes, me too. Yeah, I like the Emboar pick on my end there. Like it resists the ice, which I have like obviously with Lando Eye and Tangrowth and Pinsir there. Like it resists ice. I believe I have a Weavile in my division, so
Yep.
it's gonna be a nice checks to that. Weavile is pretty difficult to check, having two very strong offensive typing.
Yeah.
So
Especially when
like I in terms of typing, I like the synergy of my team, but in terms of like I don't know, just overall playing with it, or just speed and just roles on the team, maybe not as much.
Yeah. And I mean, you've got some of the best Weavile checks ever, especially considering you have Mega Pinsir and Landers, but you have Scizor, Rotom-Wash, Embor, and even like Golem would be a good way to beat Weavile.
Yeah,
So
depending on how much low kick does, but yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Audino. I'm pretty curious how can Audino work. It's always a mon I've wanted to try out. Like, it's not as bulky, but like it got regenerator, so I'm pretty excited to try it out.
I mean we ripped into Audino pretty hard. I hope you make us eat our words and
I'll bring it every week and
6 of them.
I have everybody respect the Audino.
Yes, perfect. But how do you usually plan your drafts out, if you plan at all?
It depends where I'm at. If I'm at the end of the draft, I usually don't plan, or I plan on something that I know it's not going to be taken. Here, I think I was 6th, so I had in mind Greninja and Lando I believe. And when I heard that Greninja couldn't have low kick and gunk shot with all the good steel types and fairy type that's been added in Gen 7, I was kind of disappointed in that. So that's why I picked Lando Eyes. But after I picked Lando Eye, I really didn't know what I wanted. And then it got back to me like round 2, and I still didn't know what I wanted. And I just wanted to try Mega Pinsir for quite a while. And I just think that this would be a really good offensive course, since Lando Eye can take care of grounded steel types, and then Mega Pinsir could just wreck through the rest. So
like that.
That's how I base my I started planning my draft after I picked Mega Pinsir round 2.
So you're one of those like kind of take it as it comes.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, obviously, if I'm first or last, I'll prep like a bit more, but this is one of the leagues where I just didn't plan at all. Like, I was going into round 2 and I didn't know what I wanted. So
all right. What do you? I mean, you don't have a lot of experience in the format, so you might have a bit of trouble answering this. But what do you feel like is a really overrated Pokemon in the format?
an overall good Pokemon?
An overrated Pokemon.
An overrated. Oof, that's a good question. An overrated Pokemon. Maybe, like, obviously it decreased in popularity, but when the GBA Season 4 was, kind of high and people started to watch the GBA a bit more and etc., I feel that Lando T was really, really popular. And it's not as strong as Lando I. Lando I gets sheer force. It breaks the 100 speed tiers, and Lando I is just a bit easier to prep for. Obviously, when 145 special attack, it's nothing to laugh at, but it's still like Ice Beam is still a good way to check it. And like if it's Scarf and you have a good bulky Pokemon for it, like you just prep to outspeed it with Ice Beam and to have a bulky Pokemon for it if it's Scarf, and you're pretty much set. But obviously it's very versatile and it can do a lot of things, being Scarf, bulky, set of procs, etc. But maybe Lando T would be my answer.
I like that. Lando T definitely decreased in popularity. But yeah, people were like, back in like late 2014, early 2015, people were riding Landorus's dick, and it was ridiculous.
Yeah. Obviously, I think in ORS OU, it was pretty popular, I believe.
Yeah, definitely.
And so was it in VGC 15. The chalk was purely based around Lando T, but maybe in league format, because like you don't have all the tools in the format to deal with it. Or you can prep in advance. Like you have the tools you drafted, and you can prep in advance, and it might be easier to deal with.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Sorry about that. it seems like my Camtasia stopped recording right after that, and we went ahead and finished the video. But we're gonna hurry up and try and record the second half of the video again and just try and get it in there with editing. But I believe the last question I had asked was, what mon do you feel is overrated? And you went with Landorus Therian. So,
Yeah.
um, what mon do you feel like is really underappreciated in the format?
I think tank growth for a tier 3 Pokemon that costs 100 points is really really strong. It's an amazing like ground switching, like it's an amazing ground resist. It's someone that can fit on any team. Like obviously, like I've drafted Mega Venusaur in my season 4 ITL team, so like that wasn't an option after that. But like it's my fetish mon. Like it's my mon that I would draft like in every single draft. Like I think Tangrowth like round 2, round 3, like anytime. I wouldn't mind like not wasting, but taking my round 2, my round 3 on Tangrowth if I can see the if there's no like typing redundancy, like I said, Mega Venusaur or something like that. But like I feel for a tier 3 Tangrowth is just really nice. It's just a switch into everything, even though the hit is not resistant. It's an amazing like switch into anything. The AV set is really strong for special attackers. The physically defensive set for ground types or just fighting types or just like anything. Just unstab U-turn, like unstab U-turn with Rocky Helmet damage, and you switch out and regenerate all the health back. Like you've dealt the Rocky Helmet damage and you regenerate like all the health you took from the U-turn. So that's just like it's just a strong Pokemon. Like it's just so fast and it's just so fun to have on your team. So that would be my answer for being most underrated. Like it's so freaking good.
Definitely. And it's really hard to get Pokemon that actually resist ground and can take the hits. Like I mean, I've drafted Leafeon twice just because it beats like Excadrill and shit like that.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to come by, and Tangrowth does that job the best. But I also want to point out, it's funny, now that we've answered all these questions, we're both a lot better at answering them the second time. But yeah, do you have any expectations for yourself coming into this next season?
Obviously, like my schedule is really really hard. We talked about it, having my division like being really scary with Noivern, J-Specs, and the semifinalists. I think my regular schedule. I think I faced the champion and other really really good players as well. So that's gonna be like I have a very very tough schedule. So if I could go for 500 and try to make playoff, that'd be a good.
Oh,
and I'd be satisfied with that.
you cut out there for a second, but I'm pretty sure we got it.
Yeah, you could as well.
Damn, fucking Discord, quit being an ass. But yeah, and who do you have any inspirations in your battling?
Obviously, like the world champion Wolfie is a really really good inspiration for me, because like I also like to draft he doesn't play singles, but I also like bulky teams, like very 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 bulky teams, and I love how he plays his bulky teams. Like his team building is really really strong. Like he plays bulky without being too passive to stuff like Perish Song and to stuff that can just destroy like the bulky type of squad, like super offense balance and just like Perish Song stall or Toxic stall. Like he doesn't build his team to be weak to that, and he always has an optimal play every single turn. Like I feel like every single turn he makes, like he makes the best play possible. Like the outcome of that turn is as best as it could have. It could have been like every single turn, and with a bulky team like he usually plays, like that's very difficult. Because that requires a lot of prediction and a lot of analyzing the opponent's team and etc. So if I could play like the bulky types of Wolfie Lake in the elite format, I'd be satisfied with that, because like I also have a very bulky squad. So yeah, like that's definitely an inspiration for me, because he plays so defensively.
Yeah, and I mean, he's a great inspiration for anyone who wants to play BGC. So yeah.
Yeah, he's the world champion. He's so good, so he's definitely somebody to look up to.
Yep. And he's also really nice. Like he's a really nice guy.
Yeah, I've met at that U.S. National this past July, and like he's actually like really really nice. He considers you as a friend. I didn't have much time. Like we both didn't have much time when we talked. Like we were in between rounds, and we had to go to our seat and play. But he talks to you like he is his friend, and he's just a regular cool guy, and he's just so genuine. So yeah, he's a cool dude.
But yeah, thank you for your time. I know we had to stretch it a little bit longer refilming this, but now that you know how to answer this question, who
I'll repeat the same answer.
who is gonna be the champion of PMC Season 3?
Like because I don't know like all the people, it's a tough question for me to answer. I feel like Sebasts Links is a contender. I would like to see Tyler go really far. I don't think Tyler has
Discord is breaking.
obviously
Uh-huh.
for me to say that I would win, but I don't see myself winning. So I'll take I'll cheer for my buddy Tyler to make it far and to win the.
Discord broke. It didn't like your answer. No, but I mean, you still got your point across. You feel like John's a good contender. Tyler should be able to win too. But yeah, this has been a mess. Although it's not as bad as when I was getting drunk in Sharp's interview. But yeah, also want to point out, this man, I feel like you're a little self-conscious about your English because you've mentioned how you have trouble with English. Ah, shit. Alright, well, I think my internet just broke, but I'm going to say what I was going to say anyway. He says he has trouble with his English, but he speaks really well English, or better than I do because I can't speak English. He speaks English very well, and yeah, I think that's like my first time meeting him. But yeah, thank you for watching. I'm sorry my internet just broke in the outro of the video, but go ahead and check out his channel. Like and subscribe and comment and any other thing that gives us attention, and we'll go ahead and see you in the next interview. Goodbye.